Well done pouncing on that free piece. Strong players throughout history have played this move: Garry Kasparov, Magnus Carlsen, Bobby Fischer, and you. The modern defense forgoes center control and prepares the dark. Your move puts a pawn in the center, gaining space and freedom for your pieces. Bishop g7 puts the bishop on the long diagonal in a move called a fianchetto. Your better option was to develop a knight and attack the center. Your opponent prepares to castle kingside and secure their king. You calmly step the pawn out of trouble. Your opponent moves their knight to escape your attack. That fianchettoed bishop is putting pressure on the diagonal. This pawn push confronts your center and changes the structure. Not the best move, but not bad either. Their knight comes into play, attacking the center. You allowed the opponent to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. They missed a chance to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. You permitted the opponent to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. That capture of your pawn will cause you to lose material after all the trades are made. You threaten their pawn by using a pin. This move gives you the opportunity to win their knight. They missed a chance to capture a free pawn. There was only one good move and you found it. Takes back. That pawn was yours for the taking. This move doesn't help their position at all. You missed a better way to defend a pawn that was under attack. This move lets their pieces support each other. You permitted the opponent to force the loss of castling rights. Their best option was to force the loss of castling rights. You are now able to recapture and activate a knight at the same time. Nice choice. Your recapture also improves your knight's position. They took your pawn for free. Castling on the same side of the board as your opponent is a solid choice. Your opponent activates their last piece, bringing all of their forces into play. Very good choice. They didn't find the right idea. You allowed the opponent to move a knight to a more active position. You are now able to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. Nice, you capture a vulnerable pawn, winning material after all trades are completed. Their better move was to move a knight to a more active position. You recapture the piece, defending their hanging pawn. You win time by threatening a knight, moving their threatened knight to safety. You missed an opportunity to capture a free pawn. Their best option was to add a defender to a vulnerable knight. Your better option was to reveal an attack on the pawn. You can pick up a free knight. You won a knight for free. I like their choice. By moving here, you reveal an attack on the pawn. Their pawn attacks your rook, kicking it out of its current position. Good awareness keeps the rook alive here. The pawn slips away as white avoids material loss. You exchange pieces of equal value. They've managed to fix their pawn structure by undoubling their pawns. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. Your opponent moves their rook to escape your attack. That was an even swap of material. A straightforward recapture. Good awareness keeps the pawn alive here. They exchange pieces of equal value. Recapturing. Their king is now leaving the back rank to become a key player in the endgame. You won a pawn for free. They made one of the top moves in this position. This moves your bishop to a safer square. They played one of the best moves here. Well done, an excellent move. They moved their king out of the check from your rook. Nice idea. You connected your pawns into a chain. They placed their piece on a blockade square, stopping your pawn. Your rook makes sure the opponent's pawn cannot move. They defended their pawn, which was under attack. This is a fine move. Decent move, but they had a better one. A good choice to move your threatened rook. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. Very good choice. Their rook is now active on an open file. You captured that free pawn. They sacrificed their rook for your piece, leading to strategic imbalances. A clear recapture. This makes a passed pawn. Well done, an excellent move. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. Your rook stays active while keeping an eye on your opponent's pawn. Pushing their passed pawn. This move is okay, but not what I would have. Their better move was to capture the opponent's passed pawn. You calmly step the pawn out of trouble. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst. Good awareness keeps the pawn alive here. They played the strongest move available. You spot a long-range capture and claim the pawn. They eliminated your passed pawn before it could do damage. You had a chance to play something better. This move doesn't help their position at all. You captured a free pawn. They are right on target. Your rook is no longer hanging and is now defended. They didn't find the right idea. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. Precise move from your opponent. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. They played the strongest move available. You're still on the road to checkmate. They move their king out of the check from your rook. You continue the checkmate attack. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move. You're still on the road to checkmate. That was the only move. Your move gets closer to checkmate. That was the only move. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. Their king is in your pawn's path. You continue the checkmate attack. They move their king out of the check from your rook. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. They are right on target. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move.